Alright everyone, what's up? Nightmare Baller 1, and this is my millionth try at this video. So let me get started. This is my review of the anime series Monster. If this is the channel you come to for pro wrestling and nothing else, leave right now because this will not be about pro wrestling, not even a little bit. Um, in the last video I gave like a brief synopsis of the story, and I'm gonna try it again, but this time I'm gonna hit even less points. It's about a doctor. His name's Dr. Tenma. He's the best surgeon in the world. Um, Everything is going good for him, you know what I mean? But one day he has a patient that needs his attention, but they move him to another patient. And the first patient, like the patient that they move him to, he survives, but the other one dies. Then he goes in the lobby and he sees the patient that dies' wife, and she's upset. She's crying and stuff. She's upset because he didn't operate on him and the patient died. So he felt bad. So he talked to his fiance, and she just told him that not all human life is equal. So he talked to her dad, to see his opinion. He basically said the same thing. So he was thinking about that like all day. You know what I mean? And then that night he got a call on an emergency case to it was two people that died. It were two parents, and the son was in critical condition, while the daughter was in a traumatic state. Like she was just like in a trance. She was so shaken up. And then the little boy was in critical condition, so they called him up to try and save the boy. Well, the boy, right before he operates on the boy, he finds out that the mayor was in an accident. So they move him over to the mayor They move him over so he can operate on the mayor. Well, he decides not to do it, and he operates on the little boy. Now he goes to a dinner later on. Like the little boy survives, but the mayor dies. Okay, and then he goes to a dinner later on, like afterwards or whatever. And this is the dinner where he's supposed to get his promotion, like up on the working man's ladder or whatever. Well, he finds out he's not going to get that promotion. One of the doctors that worked on the mayor, gets the promotion, and basically the director of the hospital, who happens to be his fiance's father, tells him, I'm not going to write you a letter of recommendation to go anywhere else. You're pretty much stuck here. You know what I mean? Since you don't want to, be a team player, you're going to suffer. And well, after that or whatever, he feels terrible. Like, he goes out, he goes drinking or whatever. And then, oh yeah, on top of that, his fiance breaks up with him. He goes drinking, and then, he's like upset or whatever. And then, you know, he just real mad. And then he goes to talks to the little boy that's in the hospital recovering. And he tells him that people that are like that don't deserve to live. Like, I wish people like that just, didn't live because, they're not good people. So then, he goes home, and as soon as he gets in the house, two policemen knock on his door and tell him, the director and the two doctors that worked on the mayor all have died. You know what I mean? So he rushes down to the hospital to see what's going on, and he finds out that both of the kids, like the little boy and the girl, they're twins by the way, they've disappeared. Like they ran away. So they can't find the kids anywhere. Okay, then 9 years go by. He got his promotion. Things are going better for him. This is the doctor now. Like he's got his promotion. Things are going better for him. His career is great. Then he gets another accident victim. He's in critical condition, and he was accessory to murder. Like he witnessed two murders. So the doctors tell him. I mean, not the doctors. The police tell him, "Hey, we need this witness alive." So he saves the witness, right? He saves him, and he begins to bond with him and stuff. And then the witness tells him that you know, when I was younger, I always wanted a clock where the nutcracker comes out the bottom at the striking of the hour. So he sees this clock in a store, and he buys the clock. Like one night after leaving the hospital, he buys the clock, and then he hurries back to the hospital to get to the patient. Well, when he gets back to the patient's room, the like the patient is gone, and the guard that was watching him has died also. Then he sees the patient running in the woods, so he runs after him, to try and get him back to bed or whatever. But then They run it. He runs into like this abandoned parking garage, and Timma follows him, and then he's yelling like, "Please, doctor, don't come up these steps. The guy that's in here is the guy that killed my friends. His friends were the one that helped him commit the murders or whatever. This guy told us to kill these people. Like he gave us money to do it, and now he's coming for me, to kill me or whatever." Then Timma comes up the stairs, and he sees this shadowy figure, like holding a gun, pointed at the man. And then he tells him like, whatever this man did to you is not worth killing him. You know what I mean? Then the figure, the man holding your gun, tells him, Dr. Tenma, you don't remember me? Like, you saved my life 9 years ago. The same little boy. You know what I mean? And then this little boy has done all these terrible things. He's killed these elderly couples, killed this man's friends. We find out that I'm gonna go ahead and spoil this. We find out that he was the one that killed the parents, and the sister shot him. You know what I mean? And then right here, Tim was trying to negotiate with him, like, please don't kill this man. He shoots him anyway, and then walks away smiling. And then Timma is, pinned as the number one suspect now because when the doctors died, he had the most to gain. His patient just died. You know what I mean? So he's on the run from the law. And then they cut to another scene where I'm just jumping around. I'm just hitting, the brief beginning of the show. Okay, then they cut to another scene where he's in this car with this man, I guess hitching a ride, and the man's like, where you headed to, friend? And he was like, I have some demons to exercise or something. I have some business to take care of or something. And in his jacket, he has a gun, so he's going out to try and kill the monster that he resurrected. Now tell me that is not, you know what I'm saying, a plot line for an amazing show. And this show is amazing, like amazing. Like the art is not the best. I'll admit that. Like I've seen way better art, in other shows. But the story, like the things we find out about this boy, whose name is Johan, by the way, like the evil boy or whatever. Like the things we find out about him are just incredible. The just every little thing like you find out it builds like it's like a boiling. I haven't even finished watching the whole show yet, but it's like a boiling point. You know what I mean? Like everything just builds upon itself. Like every issue, it builds and it builds until this climax that we're leading up to. The face off between Tenma and Johan that I haven't even got to yet. But I would definitely say check this out. Like it's not gonna have a bunch of half naked women and over the top action like a lot of people think from anime. But if you've seen shows like Death Note, like you'll like this. You know what I mean? It's amazing. I can't praise it enough. My next video will actually be about comic books. So if you don't like comic books, you may not want to watch it. And but then after that, I have a review coming of a PWG Guerre Sans Frontieres. I think I said it right. That is an amazing show. That's probably my show of the year, like even more than the Dragon Gate show. Well, I don't know. I'll get to the review. When y'all see my ratings, y'all know what I'm talking about. That show is incredible. But I'll let you guys later. Peace.